What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, your girl Leah Lee, your favorite SD bestie on YouTube and Instagram, right? Y'all let me know down in the comments who and what other estheticians you follow on social media, who inspires you to be the best skincare enthusiast, esthetician, thriving esthetician that you possibly want to be. So this video is the top questions that I was asked, that I'm always asked about this line of work. Now, originally I thought I was going to do like a top 10, but you guys, I'm like, okay, you know what? These ladies, these entrepreneurs, these estheticians have asked me these questions, and clearly they really want to know the answer to these. So instead of doing 10, I decided to do all of them, and I am going to try my best to get through these as quick as possible. I was on Instagram Live the other day, and I was telling my viewers that my answers are never just black and white, never straight to the point. It's always like, girl, so let me tell you, girl, let me talk to you. So let's talk about this type answers. And so they may be a little lengthy. I want to thank everybody ahead. If you watched this whole video, thank you so much. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. Let's not waste any more time. I have my questions right here. I decided to write them down. I could have screenshotted them, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, no, let's not. Let's go ahead and pop this off with the first question. Have I took any classes to further my education? If so, which ones? Yes, I have. I've taken a microneedling course. That is it. That is it. I do a ton of research, y'all. Moving on to the next question. She said, weird question, but I struggle with knowing what to say during treatments or if I should. Now this thing is going to be some more like of a reading someone's body language, reading their energy when they come in. Do they seem like they've been exhausted? Do they tell you, oh, I just got off of work? Or are they excited about something that they may be preparing for, a birthday, anniversary, a trip, whatever the case? 9 times out of 10, you can read and be like, they have like a little bit more of a spunky, ooh, let's talk, let's girlfriend talk, let's chat. Cool, you can kind of gauge. You maybe can ask a question or two, or if you gauge and ask those questions or two and they answer the question and then it was kind of dead after that, yeah, you know, to just let them have this moment, let them relax, soak in this time to treat themselves, and that's about it. How do I deal with clients not wanting to rebook, clients who don't match your energy? Now, honestly, this has nothing to do with clients matching energies. This is sometimes can be based on someone's budget. This can also be based on if someone felt like they were comfortable with you, if they felt like they trusted you and they feel like you know what you're doing as a professional. That can kind of decide whether the client feels comfortable to rebook. If they don't, that's okay. Don't give them the cold shoulder. They may rebook in another 3 months or another 6 months. However the case, always welcome them. Be happy and be thankful and grateful that they are coming to you and they're giving you the opportunity to treat their skin. That's a huge compliment all in itself. So I always give a very big thank you to all of my clients, whether I've treated them one time or whether I see them monthly. Just try to make sure that you are encouraging your clients to rebook, letting them know that, hey, consistency is best in this line of work and for the results that they want to achieve. So they need to make sure that they're rebooking. How soon would I recommend getting a job in the Etsy field while in school? Some places like a franchise, like maybe a European Wax Center, Hand and Stone, Massage Envy, they may hire you as a receptionist while you're in school, and then once you obtain your license, they may give you that position as an esthetician. So in that case, that'll be cool, but not too while you're in school. If you're in school, focus on school and maybe get like a part-time job, doing something that is similar to this line of work or whatever job you feel comfortable doing. But don't be pressured to work in school in this line of work and you don't even have your license yet. How do I study my continuing education? Now this question I was kind of confused on, but I think this is kind of based around the idea of continuing education. How do you study? How do you just push yourself to learn more about product knowledge, ingredients, that forth? Y'all, I'm gonna show y'all one of my books. one of my books that I just recently purchased off Amazon. This is the Me Lady 4th edition, ingredient and product terms and definitions, skincare and cosmetic ingredient dictionary. Y'all, in my esthetician store, on my Amazon, spa essentials, and also in my books that I recommend for you to read. So pick this up. If this has a ton of all the ingredients that you can think about, if you want a glimpse at it, good. If you want to have it, I recommend every esthetician having a skincare dictionary. And then just continuing education. It's going to be upon you to make sure you do the research on professionals that may be holding continuing education courses, whether it's a modality, whether it's just continued education. You want to make sure that if you are taking a course that is considered continued education, that you're also receiving continued education hours from it. What's the hardest part of being an esthetician? I think the patience and instilling that patience to our clients, because say you're dealing with a person who has hyperpigmentation, active acne, and it's an ongoing battle. They've been going through this battle way before you came in the picture. You just want to encourage them, stay positive, and let them know like it's okay. We may have a little setback here, but we are growing. We are going forward, and your skin is getting better. Even if it's slow, short wins, it's okay. Keep it steady. It's a marathon. This is not a sprint. And let's just stay patient and let the products do what they do. How much did it cost to get your own studio, start your biz in general? Now, I have a video on this. If you are new to my channel and you are asking questions about business related things, about products, about product like in my back bar, you really need to go into my esthetician playlist and watch all of my videos from when I was in school. It is literally chapters of my life throughout me being in school, with me working at Hand and Stone, the pros and cons, me starting my own business, the financial side, my ups and downs, to where I am today. But in short, it did cost about $7,500 for me to open up a business, and that included everything under the sun: legal paperwork, products, decorations, rent, deposits, everything. Go check the video out. Is esthetician school hard or challenging? I start this spring and I'm nervous. I think that school is what you make it to be, especially if you are an adult. We've all been through elementary, middle school, and high school. Some of us have gone on to do college. So it just really is what you make it. If you want it, you're going to be like, oh, this is so fun. You're gonna make it fun. You're gonna make it like, okay, if this is challenging, I'm gonna ask questions. You're gonna reach out to possibly classmates or your instructor. And but no, for the most part, school is not hard, in my opinion. But every state is different, so and every school is different, every instructor is different. So if you're having issues once you begin, of course, go about it the proper way to make sure you receive the help that you deserve. Okay, how do you go about receiving products from skin companies to sell in your spa? Do you profit? Okay, so this is in relation to the last question. She's currently going to be going to school. So the way it works is once you obtain your esthetician's license, or even while you're in school, some skincare companies do allow for you to create a student account. With that, you're able to purchase certain products. Sometimes they're full lines, sometimes only certain products from their line. You're able to purchase them at the discount as if you were a full licensed esthetician. With that, you make an account with the people. You search their professional account. You reach out to them. They may reach out to you once you are in the process of creating an account. You see if there's a minimum. If there's a minimum, they'll let you know. If there's not a minimum, you have free range to purchase products as you want. And you'll learn more about that once you're in school. I think there's a lot of aspiring estheticians and estheticians that are in school that are like moving way too fast. And it's like, slow down, pump your brakes. I get it. I get the urgency. but you can't move any quicker than what your process is moving. Like, you can't make an account with any of these companies. You can't look into, and you can look into them, but you can't make any accounts to get any like black and white on paper information until you're a student or you're licensed. You just buy from the company that you purchase at a wholesale rate, and then for retail, you make your prices accordingly so you can make a profit back. Did you start your business after graduation or start at a spa? So once again, this isn't a video, and I worked at Hand & Stone for about 10 months. Afterwards, like 2 months later, I opened 2 to 3 months later, 2.5, 3 months later, I opened Glam by Leah Lee, and I've been in Glam by Leah Lee for a little over a year and some change now. Okay, moving on. Healing African American clients with old acne scarring from past cystic acne and dark marks. So this is more so how to treat versus I need help with the business. You have a bunch of different options. You have chemical peels, you have lasers, you have microdermabrasion, you have microneedling. You have a plethora of different options to be able to treat the client. It depends on your state regulations if you're able to do certain procedures and treatments. Also, certain retinoids help with resurfacing the skin and smoothing out skin. If it's like super deep, of course you may have to resort to different treatments, or even recommend your client to a dermatologist, because sometimes it may be out of our scope of practice. That is the professional way to go about helping your client achieve the results they want. All right, how to get rid and treat melasma. So number 1, SPF to prevent any more dark spots and melasma. You can also do laser, you can do chemical peels, you can do, and when it comes to laser, you wanna make sure that you are educated on what type of laser works best. That's gonna be typically like your IPLs, and that's gonna be like your NG-YAG or NG-YAG laser. That typically works best on higher Fitzpatrick scales, number 4 to 6. So if you are a person of color and you want to treat melasma, you really want to make sure that whoever you're going to get these treatments has the lasers to treat your skin, or it can go kind of like south. So make sure you know that. Make sure you do your education. What lasers are best for brown skin? What lasers are best for darker skin? What lasers are best for more fair skin? Etc. And when it comes to skincare, you want to make sure you encourage yourself and educate yourself or your clients to use melanin or melanin inhibitors, tyrosinase inhibitors, and these are going to basically prevent the skin from overproduction of melanin, like melanocytes that create dark spots. So this is gonna be like your kojic acids, this is gonna be like your retinoids. Sometimes if you go to a dermatologist or a doctor, they'll prescribe tretinoin or even like a higher dosage of some type of retinoid, like a vitamin A derivative, and that'll help a lot, a lot. A big one we all know about, of course, is hydroquinone, and it's possible that you might get a prescription. These are typically going to be cream-based retinoids, that way that it's not like doing too much to the skin in a bad way. And they work really well, really good. Alrighty, y'all, let me take a drink. Your girl is talking a lot. Okay, so how to grow your Instagram. Now this is going to possibly take some patience right along with the rest of our line of work. So my biggest thing, I love to use hashtags. I love to do cross promotion along like whatever social media platforms that I have, regardless if it's Twitter, if it's Snapchat, if it's Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever platform. I'm like, yo, TikTok, sharing everything from everywhere on all the platforms, you know what I'm saying? So I use hashtags. When you post on Instagram, you're allowed 30 hashtags. Please use all of them and make them count. Don't say New York esthetician in your hashtag when you live in Kentucky. No ma'am, no sir. Make sure that the hashtags make sense. make sure you use them. And one good little trick or hack that I do, I have basically all of my hashtags that I like to use, regardless if they're seasonal, if it's Halloween, if it's Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's Day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, independent, whatever it is. I have a bunch of different hashtags that I can scroll down, click copy, and then paste it on my Instagram. That way I don't have to be like, I don't got time for that. Easy peasy quick. And consistency. People love consistency. They like neatness. Make sure your Instagram, it doesn't have to be like a theme or all this neat, crazy, like color theme, but make it neat. Make it presentable. Make it something that if you were searching for a service provider, you would be comfortable going to them. Like, oh my goodness, if this is like this, I know she got her whole life together. Her whole work is together. Everything is good. So that can automatically make someone attracted to you or be like, I'm not going to her. I'm not going to him. So I have a lot of people that reach out to me and like, oh my God, I love your Instagram. I love the way you do all your posts. And I also have clients that come to me and they're like, yo, I seen your Instagram and I was like, she's the one. So it makes a huge difference. How to properly determine skin type. This takes experience. This takes time. I think even with myself, I have, it's tricky trying to properly determine what skin type your client may be. It can be a combination, we all know that. And it can also be like external and internal factors on why this person's skin may be like how it is. Say someone claims they have oily skin and it's like, oh, my T-zone is so oily. Everybody T-zone oily, especially after a long day. If you have a proper skin routine and you've done everything, moisturize, you cleanse, moisturize, protect it, after a long day, yeah, you might be oily in your T-zone. And even for those who are like really oily, they know that their skin is oily, like for real. And it's a lot of times you can see it, like you can see a person's skin. And typically from my experience, an extremely oily skin type, their pores are visible, much more visible than somebody who doesn't have oily skin. And sometimes it takes practice to be like, oh my God, this person does have oily skin. But whenever I'm treating my client, they're like, oh, I have oily skin. I cleanse, I double cleanse, and I let their skin just sit. If their skin still looks nice and moisturized and like ready to go, sometimes that could be a light on, like, okay, this person may really have oily skin or maybe oily in these areas. If their face automatically gets gray, white, dry, tight looking, then you know their skin is not oily. It may be whatever products they may put on their skin that they may think that that's why they have oily skin. So sometimes that's not the case for everybody. That's kind of just an example of how I work and how I kind of like visually can help determine what's going on with whatever is going on with their skin. Another thing with dry skin or dehydrated skin, you know, if you like pinch some skin together, if you pinch like a gentle pinch, not like you're trying to purple nurple somebody's face something. So you know, if you pinch somebody's skin and if it keeps like those little lines and wrinkles, like their skin may be dehydrated, meaning they need to drink more water. Like their skin is not bouncing back and it's not plump, and like that's a clear indication that they don't maybe drink enough water and possibly don't have the right products in their skincare routine. So that's just like a couple examples. It's kind of really like a experience you learn as you go, and that's my intake and output on that. How to narrow down service menu. Now, when you start out like myself, I thought I was gonna have like a plethora of different services. I was gonna offer this, and this. And for the most part, I kind of still do offer most of my original services. I've tweaked them. I kind of like minimized them of what I felt like was like getting booked and what wasn't getting booked. And that way, like after like 6 months, 9 months, you could be like, all right, this isn't really taking off. I can go ahead and eliminate that. Maybe bring it back into a year or two. It just kind of depends, like, on what you feel like you want to offer, how much money you're willing to put out to offer those services. If people are booking the service, great. You know to keep that on your service menu. If they're not, then you know, all right, maybe I wanted this to work, but this isn't working right now. Budgeting and getting the clients that you want. Now, getting the clients that you want is going to take some time because everybody loves a deal. If you start out getting and servicing and being like, oh, we got 50% off, we got this, we got this, we got this, you're gonna attract clientele that only want that discounted rate. They don't want to pay the full rate and tip, gratuity, or buy retail. They don't want all of that. So make sure you're not deep discounting too much, and you're sticking to your guns. You're being like, no, these are my rates, these are my prices, this is what it is. That's how you can attract clients that you want and that you want to stick around, because people that book at your full normal rate, they tip gratuity and they buy retail, they're serious about their business, and they're going to be the ones that are rebooking. And budgeting, now this is like a broad, they just said budgeting, help on budgeting. Now, I don't really know where that question was going, or like budgeting with what specifically. So if y'all need that answer, drop that down in the comments. How to properly consult and determine what products to use. How to determine what products to use. If you already have the products, like basically what products to use on your clients, this is all going to be totally on you about learning your product education. Now, like for instance, I use Skin Script, Lyric Clinical, and Image. They all offer education within their company to the professionals. So take advantage, learn your products, take the time to know what you're using, take the time to study the ingredient knowledge and to know what you're doing to get results. And how to properly consult. Now this is going to be too making sure that you have the right client intake forms and you're asking the right questions. I did not create no client intake form. There's a plenty of templates online. Research. Some of the skincare companies even offer their own client intake forms. So look for it, view their professional resources, reach out to them if you don't find it, say, hey, do y'all guys offer your own client intake form, consultation form? If they do, perfect. If they don't, it's not the end of the world. So Google it and you just follow along. What would you be asked? What questions did you learn to ask in school? After graduating, would you recommend working at a spa or going solo? You know what? My biggest thing is, if you have the money to go solo and you know that's what you want, I can't be the one to say don't do it. But if you feel like you need a little bit more hands-on experience and you don't want to waste money, I would say go work at a spa for like at least like a good amount of months. Learn how to engage with clients. Learn on your employer's dime instead of your own dime. Like learning with products, learning, okay, this is this works great with this doesn't work great with this. Take the time to learn, to literally like sit there and learn and process what you're learning so you can move on to it. And then when you do open your own spa, you're like, I know this is not what I like. I know this is what I love. I like this treatment. I want to offer this, and you know, so forth. Do you think an esthetician would do well in a hair salon? If you have like your own area, and I'm not talking like with a curtain, I'm talking like a full room where you can, like, the ceiling goes all the way up, the walls go all the way up to the ceiling, and it's like an enclosed room, possibly. It depends on too how loud the room is, how loud the salon is. If you are going to be offering like nice calming facials, you really would have to take that into consideration, because salons are not quiet. From the machines that they use to the chatter, the laughing, possibly music, you will really have to take that into consideration if that will work for you or not. But I think it could work good. The pros to that is you would always have potential clients to book, and they're, you know, new people in all the time. All right, you guys, I just have a few more questions before wrapping this video up. Thank you again if you are still here. So someone asked the difference between sensitive skin and an allergic reaction. Simply put, an allergic reaction has to do with your immune system, and sensitive skin or sensitivity to something does not have anything to do with your immune system whatsoever. Sensitivities could be from something internal or external, like maybe a product that you're putting on your skin, or something that's making your skin more sensitive than it should be. An allergic reaction, you know when something is an allergic reaction because it instantly shows, meaning you're gonna see like a welt, a rash, something that is making the skin raise, maybe be red and irritated, versus a sensitivity to something is usually followed by just like a burning or tingling sensation. As an SD, what's the best scheduling system to use and how to market for potential clients? Now, you guys, I have used Square booking system, scheduling system, and now I have moved on to Acuity. And I really do like Acuity. I'm still learning it, but I'm good. I'm like a good month and some change into using Acuity, and I kind of just like snapped into it and using it because I was so sick of no show, no cause, and also no deposits being able to be taken on Square. Now, there's a big controversy of, yes, you can take deposits, but you cannot take deposits on Square. You can finesse it to where the client sees the deposit amount, but within the system, you as the professional still have to configure the total for the client. I'm not doing all that. I'm not paying for anything where I still have to go in and fix the amount to where they have to. No, I'm not doing that. You can take a deposit on Acuity. I'm pretty sure there's other systems that allow you to take deposits. Square was just way too many. Why don't they have this? Why don't they have that? I want to do this. I want to do that. And it was just after a year of using it, it was time to move on to something that I felt like was more accommodating to me, my business, and just made my life easier. These apps, these machines are supposed to make our lives as a business professional easier, not harder, not more difficult. So me, I love Acuity right now. I know some people that use Vigero. That's what it is, Vigero. And you know what? One thing I really like about that one is clients are able to leave reviews, and you can see the reviews on the like professionals booking site. That I really love. I wish Square had it. That was one reason why I left it. And I wish Acuity had it. It's okay. That's why we have Google. I need to get them Google reviews on and pop it. I would just say look into what fits best for you. What do you think financially fits best for you? And kind of go from there. And how to market for potential clients. Get tons of business cards. Get tons of like flyers with like your service menu up there. Pass them out. Become a people person if you are not a people person. Instagram, social media. Do not sleep on social media. If you are not a people person and you don't want to go out and walk and speak to people face to face, you better get your butt on social media then. There's tons of different ways to push ads, regardless if it's, TV, radio, paying for advertisements on Instagram or Facebook or wherever. Get creative, think, use your brain cells, and you gotta go for it. If you want it, you'll figure it out. That's the most and that's the best advice I can give to anyone that wants to be successful. If this way don't work, try this way. If that way don't work, try that way. You gotta try it. And sometimes you gotta try stuff after it doesn't work. You're like, all right, I'm gonna get out of rest and come back to it in a couple months, see if it works for me then. And that's okay to do that. Your girl is tired of talking. The last question, how do you choose a location? How did I choose my location? I shopped around, I rode around. I realized I was like, I don't want to go too far from my house. If I'm being the boss, people are coming to me, I don't want to have a large commute. I don't want to have a 40-minute hour commute. There's no way. My spot is like 10 minutes from my house. So I know I can leave at this time, depending on what time of day it is, and get to my spot at this time. Unless there's like some unprecedented accident or something. Other than that, I shopped around. I drove. Literally, you have to get out of your house because everything is not going to be on the internet. Everything, you're not going to be like, oh, okay, where is this? Sometimes you'll be so surprised about what is like a couple streets down the street from your house. So I was driving around, Googling solo salons, Googling suites, business suites, esthetician salon suites. I went to go view a couple of them. No, I went to go view another one and this one. And this one was the one where I was like, this is where I'm gonna be at. The location is like great. There are 3 major like stores that are about to be opening this weekend. Now that wasn't over there in 2020 when I opened, but they're here now. I'm in a pretty decent plaza. There's a bunch of foot traffic around here. The only downside is I am on the 2nd floor, so I'm not on the 1st floor where all the foot traffic is at, but that's okay. There's a ton of people that come on the 2nd floor as well. There's a bunch of businesses right across from my salon, like my window. There's businesses next to me. I didn't want to be all on my own. I didn't want to be in an enclosed executive suite. I didn't want to feel like I was like not being seen or not being able to be seen. So that's what really made a difference for me. And there's like 24-hour security, like overnight. There's always somebody like on a golf cart riding around. The lights are always on in the plaza. There's a Lowe's right next door. Just shop around, see what will be far if you live far from where you ideally would want your spot to be. Or if you're like, oh, I can do this and make this work, this is great, then make it work and do what it do. I hope y'all have enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I hope y'all are like, girl, we tired of you talking. Me too. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see y'all in my next one. Bye, y'all.